I'm about to give up hope on the possibility of ever filming and fitting everything in one segment. I'm kidding. I'm not giving up. I'm actually going to be looking into classes, programming, whatever, to kind of learn how to vamp up the channel a little bit. I mean, not for the sake of vamping it up necessarily, just to, you know, help keep things more concise and maybe be able to illustrate and lengthen the videos and hopefully help keep attention more for those with ADHD and whatnot. And I know I can get that when I'm listening to other people. So. Yeah, honestly, just I've you know, it would seem that God has been, he's been working with me all along, but especially over the last couple months and the last couple weeks. You know, like I said, I'd filmed segments, and I'd actually filmed segment responding to commentation of a Eastern Orthodox Catholic priest, but doesn't think he's Catholic, whatever. I'm assuming because his name calls himself Father, and was saying that he's Orthodox and that he's not Catholic. And it is Catholic, guys. I'll just tell you right now, it's all Catholic. And I know some of you saw the comments because some of you defended me, and I appreciate the support and everything. I do. But I just realized, like, comments like that just kind of, like, almost don't need defending. The person just kind of shoots himself in the foot as it is, because, I mean, especially in the position that this person is in, to take such cheap, superficial shots and have absolutely nothing at the core of it. And so I'd read them, and part of me was just so shocked. This is so ridiculous. I can't believe somebody's making this about something so stupid. Basically was just, yeah, just taking cheap shots and mocking, you know, the age I was born in, and the lipstick that I wear, and all these other things. And I had filmed them, and I actually uploaded them. And I was trying to communicate and reach this person. I was trying to reach this person to try to help them, you know, see and get past that passive aggressive, you know, commentation. But something was off about that time. And it was the first time that I filmed that something just seemed off. It didn't seem right. And I realized what it was, like, before the next day, and I took him down. And the reason for that was that still small voice of God just asked, why did you film that? Why are you posting that? Why are you making a spectacle out of this person's comments? Because A, this person's comments have nothing to do with the debate. It has nothing to do with discussing truth. It has nothing to do with witnessing from his end. You know, this isn't somebody who wants to learn something. This isn't somebody who's open. And this is not somebody who wants to help or convert or witness to me either. So why are you doing that? And I'm like, well, I wanted to reach him. I want to reach everybody, you know. He took the time to comment, even though it was ridiculous. I might as well, nope. Why did you do that? I didn't ask you to do it. And so, yeah, kind of that internal dialogue, and just realizing that those videos were kind of my own. I think in a way, like, my pride got a hold of me, and it was just more of like defensive of somebody who would just, you know, say such ridiculous things and, you know, bully and pick on people. And, but also that part of me that just wants to reach everybody and fix everybody and help everybody find what I found and see the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. in the sense that obviously I have a passion for the truth and spreading it to others, and I do want everybody to have freedom. I do want everybody to know the true God and worship the true Christian God and encounter Jesus and receive him and have that. But I just need to remind myself sometimes, and particularly I just feel that God reminded me over the last couple weeks that I'm not the savior, he is. You know, he's the one that changes people's hearts. He's the one that reaches people. Nothing that I speak about and nothing that I bring up and nothing that I write down and no comment that I make can do anything to change anybody without God. And the eyes of the person will be opened when he says, and if he says, not me. And I can't know where each individual person is at with him, but it was just kind of this reminder, and kind of a harsh reminder that that this channel is not about like my personal feelings. It's not about me saving everybody. It's not about what I can do for other people necessarily. It's simply about witnessing the true gospel, witnessing Jesus Christ to others, leading them and pointing in the direction of Christ and away from the Mother Catholic Church and to come out of her. And then also just my own personal testimony and growth and things that I deal with in relation to and in light of what Jesus Christ has done for me and how he has affected my life. And so I took them down, and it was a while before I got on to film again because, like I said, there was a lot of stuff going on, and I've been struggling with the depression, and I've been struggling with the loss of someone else again, a tragic, much too early loss of somebody. And just a lot going on, but I just think that I needed that time to kind of step back and remind myself of who's in charge and remind myself, just to be reminded of the fact that I cannot save anybody. I cannot save myself. Been there, done that, tried that as a Catholic. It gets you nowhere. It got me nowhere. That it's all Jesus. And, once I got that through my head again and I'm sitting here, I have peace again, because when I'm having anxiety and something stirred up outside of the norm, it generally has something to do with me starting to feel like I can do this, like I can take care of this and fix it on my own. And because I'm very type A, personality, very all or nothing. I just kind of want to fix everything and help everybody and do it completely and right. And so it's not easy stepping back and letting God all the time. But once you do and you resign to that, it actually brings an immense peace. And then I just don't have that anxiety about the channel and what I'm speaking about. And so I think where I left off when that clip ended was basically I'm just coming to a place where I'm really truly letting go of people and potential. There are some people that I've had to leave behind that tears me up, just tears me up. Particularly 2 little girls. Two little girls that I have no idea if I'll ever see them again. Or if I'll ever talk to them again, or if they'll ever want to talk to me again. Two little girls that used to call me 50 times a day, and if I didn't answer, they'd still keep calling and leaving voicemails. Two little girls that did more for me than anybody on this earth before I met Jesus. And I sabotaged my relationship with them over a stupid guy. Of course, I can't blame it all on that, honestly. More than one person has a part to do with it, but I just know it's really not a situation that, you know, outside of a miracle from God, that I'll ever really be able to see them and talk to them again, because I'm dangerous now. Well, I was dangerous then to them. Not to the little girls, but to their family. And I'm definitely dangerous now. I'm a threat now. You know. Do anything for those girls. The only thing I can't do for those girls is abandon my faith. The only thing I can't do for them is turn my back on God and return to the religion that we were all in together. Because I know if I did return to Catholicism, that I would see them again, you know, that I would be able to see them again. Sorry, guys. And it's crazy, but I feel tempted sometimes. I really do. Especially around certain periods of time when it reminds me, like Easter, Christmas. And the devil just gets to me and he's like, you know what? You could just go back for a little while. You know, you could always just go back and make sure. You know, you can just go back and just say you're Catholic again and just go to Mass over there so that you can see them. The one thing that would probably allow me to be in their lives again is the one thing that I can't do. But at the same time, the situation was already damaged before that, because words are powerful. You know, whoever came up with that saying that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, and I'd take sticks and stones any day over certain words. And words are powerful, and these girls just heard too many of the wrong words. And it affected the way that they saw me, affected the way that they felt about me. Because when it comes to, you know, kids, they're not gonna... You know, as kids, you love your parents when you're that young. Even if, like, even I did with my parents who were abusive, you know, I wanted their approval. And if it's a situation of choosing making your parents happy, or going by what your parents think and say and their perceptions, that's what you're going to go with. Because it's safer, it's more secure, you know. It's where you live, it's your family, it's what you're stuck with as a kid. And oh, the honest to God truth is, I love their parents too. I love their parents, and I love their brother, and I used to think that I was in love with their brother, but that wasn't me. It was not me. It was never me. That person who I was at that time was not me. Because me, who I am now in Christ, would never have put up, never would have put up with the crap that guy put me through. Never would have. I would have known better. I would have known I deserved better. I would have known I was so far out of his league that I was being ridiculous trying to fix him. Life just has so many consequences that are out of proportion. Unjust. You know, you have to move on. You can't live in the past and think, what if? You know, you wish you could have done it different. Like, I wish when that guy showed up at my door that night that I never opened it. I wish that I never went over to his house later with him. I wish that I never sat by him. Wish I never said yes to what he asked me. Wish I didn't get put through what I was put through. And I look back now on who I am, and I realize how ridiculous it was. And what I do to go back and just erase that, to have my relationship I had with the girls back, and it's not gonna happen. Barring a miracle, you know, them becoming adults and one day, like, seeking me out and actually wanting something to do with me. You know, because they're growing up, and kids are really resilient, but you block things out and you build walls and you protect yourself in ways that you can, and I know that it really hurt them to watch and see people that they love at, you know, opposing heads with me, like people that they love speaking horribly about me, who they also love tremendously. And so I don't blame them at all. I never deserved their love anyway. I never deserved their time. I never deserved their attention. They were just nothing but a pure gift to me. I didn't deserve anything from that. And I just wish I could have done more. I wish. Yeah, they're the hardest one, guys. I'm sorry, you all probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, moving on. And so, with the exception of these two beautiful, amazing, wonderful, incredible little girls, apart from them, with everyone else, it's just, I have to accept that none of these people love me or care about me or want me in their life, because if they did again, they would call, they would write, they would go out of their way and do something. And unfortunately, when it comes to true forgiveness, and when it comes to true forgiveness and moving on in reconciliation, it doesn't really exist in Catholicism. Because what I had done as a demonically possessed person, whatever the crime was, whatever insult, whatever attitude, whatever people saw in me that they didn't like from Oklahoma and afterwards, when I just crashed mentally completely. It's not love. Charity isn't love. You know, Catholicism tries to make love into charity, and they even changed scripture from love into charity because the whole thing's focused around, again, finances and fear tactics. And charity is related to, like, money, financial help, and things like that. That's what charity. That's not love. And in Catholicism, despite the gratitude that I have for various people who did various things for me, or at least tried to the best that they could, charity is not, it's not love. It's not. It could be a part of and an act of it. But my experience in Catholicism with charity is that, you know, it doesn't really come without a price. It doesn't come without eventually having that thrown in your face. Like, somebody helps you or puts a roof over your head or loans you money or whatever. But that isn't going to come for free, because down the road, when it's convenient for them, they're going to throw that in your face. Because there's expectations that go along with it. And if there's expectations and conditions that go along with it, then it's not love. Not in that sense regarding financial help and things like that. But, you know, even with everything that's happened, like I said, I love these people. Even the ones that have cut me deeper than I ever thought possible. I love them. But I'm moving on in a way. And honestly, I have high hopes for all of them. I have high hopes for all of them, and I pray for all of them. Every day. I mean, people assume, like, I'm on my channel. I'm on this channel, and I'm just, like, in this superficial, everything's peachy, everything's great kind of thing. It's just not the case. It's not the case. Throughout this entire journey, throughout this entire past, like, 9 months, I've cried a lot over the loss of family, of people that are Catholic. And again, it comes with the territory. It comes with following Christ. These are the things that you give up. People that mean more to you than anything that you do anything for. My own mother, not my mama Joanne, but my mom. For her, almost more than anybody, I just think about, you know, if I just go back to being Catholic for a little while, or do this or that, so that she won't be as stressed and she won't be so worried. Or maybe just tell her I'm going to Mass and things like that again. Which I can't do. It's against my conscience and my morals and my beliefs completely. But these temptations and these thoughts and these feelings come up. And I just, I wish what caused her so much anxiety and grief over the whole situation were something else that I could change. I wish it was a matter of me living somewhere different, or doing something different, or I wish taking a certain medication or going to this or that therapy, like, I wish it was a matter of that. But it's not. Because she's never going to accept or approve of me outside of Catholicism. And she never did before, even as a Catholic. She never approved of me. She never accepted me. Nothing I ever did was enough. However, as far as me wanting to relieve any suffering or concern or worry on her part, but I can't. It's just like when I was in that exorcism process of torturous years. As much as I wanted to stop and wish I could just stop, or die, or just go to a hospital and just live out the rest of my days there, I couldn't, because I believed that it was God's church, and I believed it's what God wanted of me, and God came first. It was the wrong God there, but same concept. I believed it was God, and for me, God has always come first. So even if I was wrong, which I was, and, completely brainwashed and effed up growing up in Catholicism, and it was the wrong God, I still did it for the right reasons. But that doesn't change that it was wrong, and that doesn't change that it was a depravity, and it doesn't change all the other consequences and things that happen because of it. So if I could lift the suffering and concern of anybody that's worried about me, that's truly worried about me, I would. But I can't do what they want for their own peace. I can't. Relationships have always been such a difficult area for me. Particularly difficult. You just don't attach or detach normally when you go through specific severity of abuse at certain ages, like under the age of 2. And though I don't have visual memory of the abuse that happened when I was a baby, an infant, I've only been told and witnessed attest to my sister and brother who are older, and, the hospital visit and exams and things like that. But I do know the effect that those things can have on people, and that they do have on people, and relationships just aren't my forte. Intimacy is not my forte. Being close to anybody has never been my forte. And I'm always kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, and waiting for I don't know, guys. So I struggle with this stuff. I struggle with the pull to go back and to be around people that I love and care about, and hope that this time it'll be different, and maybe they'll actually love me this time, or maybe things will go well this time. But it would come at the expense and the sacrifice of my own conscience, of my God, of the relationship that I have with Christ and His Word. It would be rejecting Him, spitting on Him, and slapping Him in the face. I can't do that. I can't turn my back on God to please anybody, even the people that I love the most, that I wish. But it needs to be done. And I'm blessed, and I'm grateful, and I'm happy. You know, despite all this, I understand. When God's word talks about, when Jesus talks about the peace he brings is not the peace that the world gives. I get it. Because despite the chaos going on around me, and the loss, and the personal attack, and everything else, I have a peace that is just unwavering. And truly, like, I know, just emotion came out of nowhere when I started talking about those girls, but truly, honestly, last week or so, most of the time when I cry, it's just because of how overwhelmingly happy and grateful that I am, and how amazed I am by God, and that there is this good God that is so great and loving and wonderful beyond human comprehension, that he came down and bought me. He paid my price. He paid my price. He paid my debt. He did it. And it's finished. He didn't come so that I can live under the law and a burden. He didn't come so that I could spend the rest of my life trying to pay off my own sin, trying to attain holiness and salvation by myself, on my own, by my merits. Christ didn't come to do that so that we could all live the exact same as we were before he came. Talk about God's love as a Catholic. Don't understand it as a Catholic. You can't understand God as a Catholic. And I believe that anything that truly the people that I know truly want to serve God and seek him and are completely deceived, which are many, I believe that the parts where they are really, really, really drawn to are the concepts that remain regarding Jesus and who he is, the fact that he did die on the cross for our sins, even though then Catholicism turns around and says that it wasn't enough. When you fully grasp the reality of, you can never fully grasp God, but when you fully grasp the reality of what he did, what he does, what he's going to do, there are so many people that needed this, what I have now. There are so many people that need what I've received here at Grace Chapel, the addiction recovery ministry, the Christians here, the relationships, the guidance, the love, everything. It's so many people who've needed that are never going to get it. And so many people who deserve it far more than me, that are already dead because they didn't make it past. They didn't make it past their last heroin shot. They didn't make it past that last suicidal attempt. I don't deserve this chance more than anybody else. I cannot tell anybody why I am still standing here, and there are other addicts that aren't. They've passed. And that doesn't mean that God loves me any more than he loves those people. Don't get me wrong. Now, when I clarify that the Bible tells us that we are not all children of God, that believers and those who have received Jesus, born of the Spirit, saved by grace through faith. We are the children of God. But that doesn't change that all of us were made in his image and likeness. It doesn't change that he loves all of us. And there's nothing that we could do or not do that could possibly make him love us more or love us less. It is complete. It's entire. It's unceasing. It's reckless. My favorite song right now, my absolute favorite song right now that has been playing on the radio, actually more on the Christian contemporary, is called Reckless Love. And I think that song, more than any other song in the world that I've ever heard, expresses where I'm at with this and the gratitude that I feel and how amazed I am